Disclaimer: the information and education material contained herein is meant to promote the general understanding and dialogue of GANs processing. Such information is not meant or intended to serve as a substitute for a healthcare professional's clinical training, experience, or judgment. For patients and individuals, such information is not to be a substitute for professional medical, therapeutic, or healthcare advice or counseling. For medical issues or concerns, including decisions about medications and other treatments, readers, viewers, listeners should always consult their physician or, in serious cases, seek immediate assistance from emergency personnel. Prescription information, procedures, and use of medical devices information should be undertaken only by properly trained and certified medical personnel. We specifically disclaim any warranties, express or implied, including implied warranties of merchantability or fitness for a particular purpose. Such information is provided, as is, and is believed to be accurate at the time of its publishing, but it is the viewer's job to evaluate the accuracy of any information found in this presentation. Every case presented is of their own experience, applied by themselves for themselves, and it applies to their case only. Every person experiencing health problems should seek professional medical advice and consult their course of treatment with a doctor. The processes of plasma balancing described herein are a natural process which supports the body but does not replace medical advice or therapies one is already subject to.
No borders. We can't track people anymore. No banking system because we'll meet most of our needs. No restriction on governments to be abusive against their citizens. You don't like to live in this map condition, you move to another within seconds. No persecution, because in putting you in prison to persecute you, you can move your body from the cell. There's a lot of things with it. One planet, one nation, one race. You choose the place and space you want to live, where and what time and where to be. There is no need for visas and all the things we create. We are better, you come into us. Why the nations have created this visa business and passport business and restriction? Because we've stolen from you for long enough, now we want to keep it. You can't have it. That's all it is. And the rest has to follow, because if you want to go with the thieves, they asked us to make you something, we give you a passport. Look at the whole visa situation and passport situation in reality in the back. There is no abuse. You'll be in Rome, Paris, in Tehran, or in Africa, or whatever, because they can't abuse you, because you can move on. Would there be refugees? Ends all these things. All these things will become in the history book of them. Very soon. Very, very soon. The biggest problem will be the officials who think they can lose control. So this gas enhancement units which we put in the market now, you buy it, we try to make them what they call car conversion of it. Put it back of your car. Nobody can tell you how much you can drive. You don't have to have a fear if you have the money to drive the car. If you're paying €50 a week for the fuel, which most of the people do to go to work or shop or whatever, that's $2,500 you don't pay anymore. That's half of it taxes to the government, which you don't pay, which you have to cover. But the other half does not go to Saudi Arabia. We see the richest monarch, the most abusing nation of their own nationals. As I said to the people we were in this morning, you signed a contract for hundreds of billions to get the supply, and now you don't need. What are you going to do with that $400 billion? It will come to our governments, these things very soon, that we need to be governed by one word. And sooner or later, we set the scene, we imply and apply the scene that it goes to the Universal Council. You will see in a matter of handful of years, Universal Council will be one of the leading positions even within the United Nations. In the structure, one nation, one planet, one race is I'm a citizen of the planet Earth. That's all it is. Then which part where you come from? I come from the green part called Europe. I come from the desert part called Africa, the north part of the. I come from the forest side is called Brazil. We don't call ourselves, I'm a Brazilian, Chinese or whatever. They don't know you. They just see a feature of the soul of the man created on planet Earth. As I explained to you, one of the knowledge is when you travel the depths of the universe, the soul of those who come from Earth is very distinct. They know this soul comes from Earth. It's like you Chinese going into Paris and trying to speak French or English. They're still Chinese because we see that feature. Soul of the man in space has a feature which is the feature of the strength of the souls from this planet. The good thing with Keshe Foundation is that we are not theoretical, we're delivering, and knowledge, science, technology, politics all comes together. We're proud you're born in this time and place that you can see this transition. My great-grandmother used to say, I've seen how your great-grandfather used to go with camels from Afghanistan to Palestine and come back once a year. I've seen how we went to the cars and the bus and the planes and whatever it is. In my little eye, I've seen big changes. And with your little eyes and your soul, from now on, you see bigger changes in a very short time than our parents or forefathers seen in centuries. Because you're doing it for yourself, and there's not somebody else to do it. That you don't need to learn how to become a pilot or have a car to drive or go to the airport to take a flight. All that now, you're responsible, you're captain of your soul. And you decide, I put my soul into abuse.
Hello, everyone. Hello, and welcome to the 71st public meeting for testimonials here on Monday, October 10th, 2022. This is a broadcast of the Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute Education Department and part of the public teachings in English. My name's Rick Crammond, and I'll be a host today along with Mark, who will be also hosting, and we're ready to dive into today's testimonials. We actually have a long list of testimonials, which is nice. We have many testimonials from the Brazilian community, and we have enough for several testimonial shows, actually. And so we'll be looking at those. But before we dive into that particular area, I think we're going to hear from Steph. Is that correct, Steph?
Yes, I have three little successful things.
Great. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. The first thing is I think I never told. Since 3 years, I always have in the summer here little butterflies. They live in my flat, and crickets and grasshoppers. So, and every summer here is a special cricket. It's a male cricket because they are making noise because they are searching for female. And I love them so much because the crickets, they are really, I can call them, and they are really they are handsome. It's so fantastic. And I always call them because they are every summer I have a male one. I call them Mesut. And it's my third Mesut this summer. And he was always making noises. And I think, oh God, I must find, because he don't want to go outside. I have always my door open because of my dog. I have a garden here, but they still live here as I don't want to go outside. So, and I think I will go and find a female for him. So I was outside. It's not so easy to find a female, but once I saw a green one, a green grasshopper, and I don't know if crickets and grasshoppers if they are good together, but I tried. It was a female, and I catched it in my hands because I really have. They like me. They don't run away, and okay, I catched this green grasshopper female thing and bring it home. So, and when I opened my hand, oh my God. The third, it's 4 legs, and one of the leg behind was straightening up like you're making a split. You understand what I mean? It's really straight up in up to earth. It was broken, whatever. It really. I was my tears come out because I have broken her leg, and I was so sad. And I think, oh, what can I do? Can you imagine how it looks like? It's a grasshopper, and one leg was really the leg behind. One of this was straight up in the sky, and she was jumping like this, and one leg, like I told you, it looks incredible. It looks funny, but I was so sad, and I was tearing. I was crying, and I think, oh my God, I have broken her leg. And okay, then I think I try, and she was sitting still, and I take 2 health pens, and I really sit there. She was on my table, and I took 2 health pens on her leg. It's really because I'm a little bit shivering because of my my illness, and I was taking this paint pens and on her leg maybe half an hour, and she was really still sitting there. And suddenly she put up the leg and was jumping normal. It was incredible. Yeah. And then she was okay. But the problem is crickets and grasshoppers don't come together. They don't like each other. That was my, I found it out. So that was the first one. And the other thing is, I have told already sometimes, since Keshe, since 3 years, since I started Keshe, I didn't want to eat anymore. And I always was eating my whole life like hell. Really, I vacuum cleaner and always fast food and chocolate and chips. And I always have the luck not to gain weight. I always, slim. And since this test, Mr. Keshe, sorry. And since I started Keshe, I don't get hunger anymore. And I just eat it 3 years around, just nuts a few a day and a date and some apples. But I don't want to eat anymore. It was not funny for me. I don't like it anymore. And I thought maybe I can live without, but I couldn't because I felt sometimes my stomach was making noise, and then I don't feel very good, and I take a little bit of a date, and this sugar takes my blood sugar up, and then it was okay. Really, I just need a little. So, and in this 3 years, I gained weight from eating nothing, and I just did half a year before I started change my joggers to buy a size bigger, because I don't leave the house. I just need joggers. But really, I gained weight. It's incredible for eating nothing. So, and the thing was, my cups never had enough amino acids. I just only have a few amino acids on my reactor cups, on my cups, reactor cups. And I had really I had a lot of cups here making this 2 years. So, and after this test on your show on a Tuesday, Wednesday, when he was there making this test, this telephone test, after this, I had so much hunger. I was thinking, oh my God, I don't have anything here. I was calling my supermarket to bring me a lot of food for my refrigerator. And since then, the first time I cooked since 3 years. And since there I eat. And I lose my weight. I'm slim like before. And I eat a lot now, like before. And I gained my weight. I lost my weight now, like before. And my wounds in my face, I told already, because of my hypophysis adenoma I had. My hormones are maybe a little bit crazy. I was thinking, I don't know. And I had a lot of acne. At first I thought it was acne. It's since 1 year or 1.5 years, but it's more like acne. It really became wounds in my face, and I look incredible. And it's really, it's when I have to open it, because when not, it's not healing. And when I open it, one wound is bleeding 1 hour, and I must hold it out. It really was incredible. And after this test on your show, the next day, it was in another feeling. It was really a thick crust was on my face, and it hurts. It hurt so much that I had to take painkillers. And since there, it becomes better and better now. And now I really just have a few. I don't have anyone, but I have to open all things because to take the blood out. But I think maybe the next weeks I will maybe without, I hope. Yeah. And that's my cases.
All right. Well, thank you, Steph. Quite graphic, but people will appreciate the effects that are going on. It's quite amazing.
Yeah, really amazing.
This is also some of the things that we will see in the such skin conditions are things that we will see in the Brazilian testimonials coming up as well. So people should be forewarned. There may be graphic images. Hide your kids
Is it same like me or what? You mean I told it so graphic with my wounds that it's not. That the people. Oh my God! What is it?
No, it's fine. It's just the way you described it. We'll see pictures of similar things in the.
I don't know. I don't think so. I really looked. It's incredible. I look like. I don't want to send a picture because it's horrible.
Yeah.
But I will see. Okay, when you said there is something else. Okay. Yeah, thank you. If anyone has a question, can feel free. But that's it.
The cricket story was quite amazing. I thought
there have a lot of pictures.
I had hoped there'd be a happy ending with the crickets would be, get
they die
happily married and stay together and have little cricket babies and so on. But
they have babies, and I have a little bits here, but they are here since half a year. The first one in the first summer was quite a year here, but they don't live so long, and these two are now died, but the little kids are here.
Okay.
Yanni had brought up a story about crickets. He said he had to move out of his basement. There were so many crickets coming in. And he felt they were attracted by the fields somehow. So he was looking for something. Well, I think he decided to let them be there, but he was also looking for something. I told him you needed to change the conditions in the environment, perhaps, for them to leave, but they were attracted by the fields.
Yeah, me too. I have butterflies here. But just nice. The problem is now I have the mice here, and that's really a problem. More mice, and that's a problem because they're sitting under my refrigerator, don't come out. They are really clever. They don't get into this mouse cages. And that's a problem. But the others, in 3 years, I have butterflies here. It's like a zoo here, insect zoo. But no spiders, just this nice. And cricket, I don't think it's a thing. Cricket is always this. My cricket is like a grasshopper in brown, but cricket is also this. I think in English this, which in kitchen and so on, this bad insect. This ugly insect. But I mean
cockroach.
Yeah, right. It's a cockroach. I mean a cricket. Then it's okay. Thank you. Yeah.
And then when you were talking about using the pain pens, I remember Mr. Keshe mentioning about a bone enhancement system where people could use that, especially in sports or other areas, I guess, where they got injured, and they could be back onto the field, with a broken wrist or a broken finger or perhaps even a leg if it wasn't compounded. I don't know, but almost instantaneous repair and put right back into use.
Yeah, it was incredible. You can't believe it. I was hearing, and it's really, and I sit here half an hour, 2 paint pens right and left, and she was sitting really still. And suddenly after half an hour or more, the black comes up and she was walking. Yeah.
Maybe it just did a chiropractic repositioning or something.
Yeah, for insects.
Because I was thinking it was spraying perhaps or something, but very nice stories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, is there any... Go ahead, Mark.
No, I was just going to say, and of course about physical appearance, as we're trying to see a star in the other souls. So that's how I'm starting to see more and more things and people and so on and so forth. So
even a cricket has a soul.
Cricket, yes.
Yeah. And my crickets are really like a dog. I come in and I say, Mesut, and she was. It is noise. I don't know. I cannot do it. But the cricket males, I just have cricket males. And the grasshoppers are they are not so friendly, or they are here and they live here and I can give them come onto my hand and so on. But the crickets really, they hear their names and they are sitting on my singing bowl. You know this singing bowl where you singing bowl. It's a big one.
Tibetan bowl.
Tibetan singing bowls, right. And the last one, he was on the singing bowl and I was hitting it and he loved it. He loved it so much because it's a vibration and he was sitting on the singing this bowl and he loved it. And I said, and is it good? Make a noise. And he was making a noise and I have a nice video, but I couldn't send it now. But on the German, sometimes I will make a session with this stories of my insects.
Nice.
But he loved this massage, yeah.
Okay, does anybody else have something they would like to present? Shall we dive into more of the Brazilian community's contributions?
Rick, did you hear from Gianni? I was just wondering. I think he said yesterday that he was going to be in the testimonial with his electric solar panels on his car, something along that line, or maybe he'll just appear.
Let me consult the oracles here. I don't see anything from Gianni yet.
But I think he's planning on being here, so we'll look for him.
All right, thank you for the heads up on that, and
yeah,
we'll certainly.
I guess they created some sort of. I don't know if he made the batteries himself. He said they found some old discarded solar panels or that were junk, and they somehow put them back into service, and now the car has become some sort of solar, but they can plug it into the residence or something, wherever their dome is or whatever. He didn't go into much detail, but he said he had this car he wanted to show you in the testimonials. So I think we'll see him come in.
Sounds interesting. Okie dokie.
I could always show you a picture of my toroidal nano-coated coil. It's on day 7 of the nano coating, but of course we have many other exciting things to do.
I have done 2, but I haven't nano coated them. A zinc one and a copper one, but I have to nano coat the copper one. But I'm ready now.
Alrighty, well, might have an opportunity later to inject your coil pictures, Mark. Let's dive into the testimonial. This is, I received these from Jefferson. Who is here today. Thank you, Jefferson. The more I look at these, the more I value them in terms of the work and the efforts that people have put into all the presenting and translating all of these testimonials. So they come in, it's in multi-parts, and it's up to, was it part 8 now that Jefferson has sent, and we've only covered part 1 and part 3. So today I hope to get through part 2 and part 4. And there's up to like 20 testimonials each or something like that. So let's dive in and see what this package. This one is part 2 from I believe it's February 6th of this year when it was sent out. Each part seems to be having about a month apart from the parts, except for part 1. Okay, so See, yes, I believe this is correct. Okay, so let's start going through here. So there's the usual disclaimer, and then we're into the first testimony here. Now I know Mark is ready at the microphone here. So do you want to go ahead, Mark, or?
Yeah, let me just make sure the are a little cleaner. Okay, we don't have that app, Rick, that does it automatically. It sort of scans the words and translates them into audio. But anyway, we can read this.
That could be done. It could be done.
Yeah, I'm sure it probably could be very easily.
But they'll probably.
But anyway, we're going to read them live. I know they have thousands of testimonials. I guess they have quite a large group, over 11,000 and growing. The bigger it gets, the more rapidly it grows, and the worse conditions get, the more rapidly it grows as well.
So this PDF has, for example, 62 pages that we'll try to get through, and then there's another one as well.
I think everybody that works with the ganses and the materials and the things, especially ones specifically designed for, certain things that we went through over the last couple of years. I mean, it's definitely, everyone will have a story about it. Most people do.
Mm-hmm.
After they work with it, make it, play with it a little bit, something, whether it's the dog, it seems, the plant, something else happened, hair growing. The Brazilians have all kinds of stories I've heard.
Yeah.
Testimonials, let's say. And of course, we believe them because we have no real incentive or any reason not to believe what they're sharing with us. So I guess I'll start. Good morning, everyone. I show a work that I did with plasma technology. Let's see if I can make this a hair bigger. Okay, there are 4 trees that by mistake was used a bucket to water these plants that had already used cleaning product, chemical product. Then I will send photos if before and after. Okay.
So on the left we have before, and on the right we have after.
Probably somebody thought there could have been just plain water in there and they dumped it in there by mistake. And they were able to rejuvenate it. I'm just guessing. Why would anybody put cleaning fluid on a plant?
Unless they thought it was an artificial plant or something. I don't know. Anyway, we had success with that somehow. It wasn't really descriptive, but let's move on.
Plants do seem to take well to many of these products. Good morning. I live in Porto Alegre, and I did the Cup 1 about 7 months and the Cup 2 1 month ago. I had many wonderful experiences with the Cup 1. My son had a motorcycle accident and was healed in 6 days with compresses, patches, and sprays of the Cup 1. I had 100% improvement of a back problem that had been with me for many years. I was able to improve the strong sensitivity I had in my teeth by brushing them every day with water from the Cup 1. I went on a trip, and when I came back to Porto Alegre, I was infected with the virus 1 month ago. I used the protocols of the Cup 1 and Cup 2, and in 4 days, I was cured. I have donated the water for many people and animals, and everyone had wonderful results, reducing pain, healing wounds, and helping the emotional balance, because the water balances the fields. Your intention when you make the cup is very important, and if the rest follow your emotion and intuition, and you will see great results and changes in your life in general. I hope I helped you. This is my son before and after the water processing. Now, I like that term processing more than cured. As Mr. Keshe said, we don't use cure or heal. We use process or balance conditions. Is that your understanding, Rick?
Yeah, I would say so, yes.
Or enhance, perhaps. This is my son before and after the water processing. I drink the water in the morning, afternoon, and before bed, and it improves my sleep a lot. When I wake up, I spray my whole house, family, plants, and animals. Today, I am calmer, more balanced person, and my family is much more harmonious. Make your cups and your experiences, and then share with us. Have a great day. So how simple is that, Rick? To change conditions. In the home, the interpersonal probably, because we've heard this before with MAGRAV systems and so on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Changing the conditions. I think that was a testimonial you previously showed.
Yep, the Chinese used to call the MAGRAV the happy box because it made people feel happy when they came into the room where it was.
And that's what they play at the end of many of the Brazilian meetings where Mr. Keshe says you take a coil, I would assume it's nano-coated or whatever, and then you put a little CO2 on it and you put a little zinc on it, meaning the ganses of CO2, and you create a peaceful man. Okay, I am here to tell you my story.
This one's for Steph.
I'm here to tell you my story. I was stung by Lacrea. I used several antibiotics and ointments and nothing improved. So I started to make patches and wash it with Gans water. Remember, we don't touch the Gans normally, although Mr. Keshe did refer to it in this cholera explanation that he gave in the last workshop. We use the water. After 3 days of use, look at the results. What would you say, Rick? 75%?
Well, first, Lacrea is a type of centipede. So some of them are very poisonous. And what'd you say? 70% or something? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I'm just guessing. It looks 75% coming back into balance. And that's
in 3 days, it's quite a difference.
Yeah.
You can definitely tell the inflammation has reduced, all the redness around the areas has significantly reduced.
So do you think that centipede had bitten this person in the face? It might have crawled across them perhaps while they were sleeping, or is this...
I'm not sure if that's just the reaction from a general bite, or it's probably on the face, it looks like.
Mm.
What has happened? Stung by a cry?
A centipede. Let's have a look here.
They have some pretty large ones and powerful.
Centipede.
Yeah, I think they have the...
Here, let me show a picture.
Rick will pull up what the interaction was with.
But it's no spider, or?
Das hier habe ich gefunden.
100 legs.
Okay. Oh my God.
Yeah, look at the big pinchers here in the front underneath there.
Wow.
And there's other ones that are equally scary looking on the internet. If you just look up this.
I have never seen.
All kinds of nasty looking
Wow.
ones. Look at this one.
Wonderful. But okay, poisoned.
Oh, you have to sign into that, so we're not going to go there. Yeah, so you get the idea.
Yes, thank you. I've never seen such thing. It's just in these countries, I think.
Yeah, put
Yep.
10 or 20 bees together and there you go.
That's something
Okay.
like that.
Mm,
But as it's mentioned,
beautiful.
she used several antibiotics and ointments, and nothing improved. So
That's a good
patches and
result.
gans. That's patches and wash it with gans, and doing a compress or like a poultice with the gans water would be definitely recommended.
And just to go on a minute, Rick, about this Gans and Gans water, I had always gotten confused about that, at least initially. But we always take like the upper third of the water or half of the water, whatever you'd like, and we refill it and allow the Gans to settle. Some people like to let it settle a day, some 12 hours, whatever. Certain Ganses settle faster. And they can never settle all out of the solution, but the Gans water is what's taken off the top of whatever container you have it in. And hopefully that helps someone.
Yes, thanks for clarifying that, Mark. We keep thinking that everybody's already knows about such things, but people coming into the Keshe plasma teachings, they don't necessarily know that off the bat, so it's important to clarify.
Right, and sometimes we just casually say Gans, and we mean Gans water, and this causes confusion sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But beautiful results. Again, Mr. Keshe says you can become your own physician, your own doctor. That's one of the areas. Your own farmer, and so on and so forth, and it just keeps being shown more and more. And these aren't even it is the cup 1 and 2, but it was designed for something else, and look at the beautiful results here. You see it on the plants as well.
Okay, let's go on here.
Good morning, friends. I made a windmill and placed randomly balls of the 4 basic Gans. Look what happened to the plants around them in 2 months. Sensational. Everything around them reacted. Very good. Yeah. I would like to give my testimony of this wonderful technology. I joined the group about 2 months ago, and since then I have been studying the videos. I made the Cups of Life 1, 2, and the Cup of Man. But to surmise, I gave a jar with plasma water and Gans from Cup 1 to my aunt and explained to her how to use it. Today, she told me that before going to sleep, she took a cup of plasma water because she had a lot of pain in her sciatica and leg. And when she woke up, she didn't feel anything. She also reported she is giving the water to her dog that has a serious tooth problem and that it is helping a lot, besides her snoring that has diminished. The plasma knows where to go, the fields know where to go, and they know what to do. They seem to have this innate ability to take from the body what the body doesn't need and give to the body what the body does need in some certain way. My daughter's whole family is with COVID. They found out today, but they already received 2 liters of Cup 1. It was beautiful. Support group responded and helped. They are already using my cups, will be ready tomorrow. Yes, more and more inspiration. Just by sharing. Guys, I would like to share with you, my heart is in celebration. The plasma technology of the Keshe Foundation entered my life without asking permission. In every class I attend, every text I read, the energy in my body changes. I feel a renewal, a disposition, an indescribable confidence. My life is for Jesus Christ, and I have been striving to live his teachings. And I am not talking about religion here, but about a very enlightened being who was on earth and left unconditional love for all of us and left the secret of happiness. But the divine goodness does not stop and brought another being of goodness, compassion, and love for us, Mr. Keshe. It is so wonderful to learn. And when Mr. Keshe talks about the possible manifestations of the Christ, wow, I look forward to that moment. I know I don't deserve it, but I look forward to it. And I am at home dancing and singing with joy in my heart for what I have been learning from Mr. Keshe. Feel enveloped by my joy. Thank you for being a part of my life. Thank you, Raphael, for embracing this cause. And thank you, Mr. Keshe.
That was pretty powerful.
Yeah.
If you can, for those that are the believers in Jesus Christ, to take their attention off that somewhat and be placed on Mr. Keshe is quite amazing. All right, carry on.
Good morning. I received the water from the cup 1 and 2 at 8 p.m. on January 17th. I was already having 3 days of symptoms: fever, sore throat, body and headaches, weakness, diarrhea, runny nose, cough. I immediately started the emergency protocol. At first, I felt a little lung discomfort and pressure in the head. Then I noticed that the throat let out secretions and started to clear. I also did the protocol at home and with other family members. It was the first night after a long time of sleeping badly that I had a deep and restful sleep. I dreamed that I was lying in a pool of running water that circulated around and inside my body. These currents of water crossed with the waters in my body, and this disorderly movement stirred up a lot of accumulated dirt. And these waters flowed. The currents of water carried away the dirt and harmonized in a calm and aligned and clean flow. I wake up in a very good mood and without pain. I feel as if my body has been cleaned and organized, but I still feel as if there is a little bit of dirt in my lungs, blood, and kidneys. I continued the protocol and noticed that my sense of smell and taste returned. There was only a little bit of coughing left, but it is already getting better. Despite all the care and doing the protocol in the house and in the family, my 4-year-old son started the symptoms tonight. I did the protocol with him during the night and also used the cold compress to help control the fever, and it worked. The water's finished, and I really want to learn how to do it. I feel great, but before I thought I was going to die. Thank you very much for helping me. Very nice. Each one of these is really heartfelt. Can't you sense it, Rick? And
absolutely, there's people
a
are
lot of
so grateful to encounter this technology. It's amazing. Gratitude seems to be the emotion that keeps coming through.
One more testimony. The day before last night, my wife was feeling short of breath, a lot of pain in her body and in her back and stomach. I'm still removing the salt from the gans. I had no way to give her the salt water. But here in the group, I saw a testimony of a man saying that he took some of this salt water and added drinking water to it. And it worked. His wife was cured. But it is not recommended to do that. It's just use a little bit of faith. So it happened with my wife. The pains, shortness of breath went away. She is in a better mood. My wife laughed when I was making the reactors and called me a NASA scientist. KKKK. But now she wants to drink the water that is still in the production. What a change, right? And I want to thank Miss Beth, who was very attentive and kind to me yesterday. Thank you, God, and Mr. Keshe, for such a great blessing. People seem to make their own little discoveries in their own little world, don't they, Rick?
Everybody has a different way of receiving the blessings, it seems.
Yes. Yeah, it's a very dynamic technology, let's say. Good morning, everyone. I traveled 10 days to Florianopolis, South Carolina, to spend the new year with my daughter and grandchild who live there. On the day I got back to Porto Alegre, I was very bad. I had a lot of pain in my head, in my eyes, my whole face hurt like a sinus, potentiated by 10. I traveled like that for 6 hours, and all I could think about was getting home soon. At home, I could use the plasma water. That would certainly help me a lot. And that's what happened. I arrived home so bad that I could not even see protocols in the group. I simply made compresses on the body, wet the center of the head with the water from the cup 1. I took the water little by little and did a lot of spraying. And by the second day, I was much better. On the trip, I took 3 bottles of the water of the cup 1, but I found many people suffering from the same flu that infected me. So I gave it to everyone who asked me. It is amazing how many people are catching this flu as a domino effect. The contagion is very fast. My son-in-law did the cup 1 there. So they will already be more protected. Before the trip, I did the cup 2 and left it producing. I'm on the second day of the washing. I would like to know if I can use the water from the wash to help my son, who also caught this flu and is on the first day of symptoms, which is the worst. Yes, I'm glad she mentioned the flu because it seems to have disappeared and reappeared. It sort of transmuted itself. And now they call it COVID. But what do I know? I'm no doctor. Good afternoon. I want to share an experience that occurred with an elderly customer in my store. He came in with a lot of back pain after he had dislocated his spine picking up a gas cylinder. I offered him the water from the cup 1 that I always have in my store. He accepted. I gave him a 100 milliliter glass. And again, 100 milliliters, if a liter is around 32 ounces, so that's only 10%. So a very small glass, right, Rick? 100 milliliters?
Yeah, it'd be,
Yes.
10 of them in a liter, so
Right.
small
It's,
glass, yeah.
3.2 ounces or something in that area. And also sprayed water on his back and abdomen. The next day, early in the morning, he returned asking what miracle I had done. He was fascinated. I explained to him about the plasma technology and the cup of life. And I tell you that I have already understood one thing. The power is in the intention of the emotion to give without restriction. Think good, speak good, and do good. Strength is in the main cup, ourselves. That's what I was going to say earlier on too, Rick. It's about our intentions, sort of the GANs being a superconductive material feels our emotion in a way, or I don't know if that's why, but we know it's a superconductive material, super resistance, depending on its position. But I think having all the GANs in our body in a vacuum, in a nuclear reactor, certainly we are field generators that GANs can pick up. Wouldn't you say? Almost like what Mr. Keshe said about the doctors. who they have that intention to want to balance the patient out in a way.
I think that's exactly right. That's what I was going to mention. If you didn't say it, was the idea that we keep referring to the Ganses and how miraculous they are, but sometimes we forget about our own body is a big bag of GANs, basically. GANs and nanomaterials. And how we direct that and how we interact with it and how we receive from it and give to it is that's really where the secret's at. You know, when we go to space or other flight trips and so on, we may not have the opportunity to drag a bunch of GANs with us, and we may not even have the opportunity to take our own bag of GANs body with us as well. But our body is still there as a sort of the cup of inertia of the planet to return to as a safe haven. And if we learn how to work with our bags of GANs so that we are working with the fields and learn the interactions and the emotional keys that can allow us to access higher dimensions and whatnot, well, that's a big bonus. And we don't necessarily have to have something external in order to do that. It's nice to have the external tools because they illustrate, they're like a mirror that reflect to us that, wow, the GANs really is powerful, and my intention really is powerful and really does change reality as we see it. And as the last sentence here is, you know, think good, speak good, and do good. The strength is in the main cup, ourselves. And it's true. And we just have to learn who we are and how we operate, basically. That comes with knowledge and understanding and application of the knowledge in order to get experience.
Just to let you know, Rick, Gianni has appeared, but he declined to come as a panelist, and sometimes he does that until he's ready or has someone, I don't know exactly, but he is in the background and reminding.
I see his message here. Hi, Gianni, and we hope to hear from you when you're ready. Let us know.
Hello, Mark. Hello, Rick. Hello, everyone.
Hi, Gianni.
He is your number one guest on the Reactor Group, isn't he, Rick? One of your number one guests.
He's the number one testimonial guy too, and but we have some competition here, Gianni, with the group from Brazil. As you can see, there's lots of testimonies there. But do you have something today? Would you like to present something now, Gianni?
Yes, Rick.
Okay.
Please help me with translation.
Okay. Who do we have that can do, what, Spanish translation, perhaps? Or we don't have any Romanian. Spanish would work. Alenka?
Here.
Okay. Sure.
She's
available. Thank you.
Hola, Alenka.
Hola, Jenny.
He preparado hoy algunos testimoniales y he enviado las fotos a Rick en Telegram.
I have prepared some testimonials here and I have sent the photos to Rick.
Y después de terminar lo del Brasil, puedo empezar yo.
When Brazil finishes with their testimonies, I can start.
Y gracias por todos lo que hacen el grupo brasileño y todos los grupos del mundo.
Well,
Thanks to the Brazilians for all they do and all the groups in the world.
I think that's what Rick was trying to imply, that he wanted to allow Gianni to go proceed if he wanted to.
yeah, you
Yo
can go
creo
ahead.
que Rick ya está listo para que tú procedas.
Ah, ok, entonces vamos a
Yeah.
empezar.
Then we're going to start.
Okay, do I need to show the pictures and videos, Gianni? Because I'll have to get them downloaded.
¿Quieres que presente las fotos que enviaste, Gianni?
Okay.
Yes, Rick. Sí, es mejor para mí ahora, porque así del ordenador de Rick se va mucho mejor.
It is better for me that you do it from your computer because it has a better, it will show better.
No es necesario poner los sonidos.
It is not necessary to have the sound.
Okay, I've got, let me get things.
I was going to say, Rick, I keep reading. If I know that you'd still have to flip the pages. If there's only a few pictures, maybe we'll just wait.
Well, that's an idea. Let's.
Mark, que si son unos pocos.
Well, I think I can do it at the same time here. Let's carry on. I've got one video ready to go. It's 2 or 3 minutes. I'll do some other stuff in the background while the video plays.
Right, that's what I was thinking. We can get through some more of these testimonials while you're getting the pictures so you can get them ready and everything.
No, I've got it all ready to go here, actually,
okay.
Mark. So
let's start.
Okay. You see the cows?
Yes, Rick, sí.
All right.
Las vacas?
Sí. Eso es un testimonial que, bueno, es una presentación que he hecho en el Plasma Reactor Group.
This is a presentation I have already shown in the Plasma Reactor Group.
Y aquí estamos mostrando cómo utilizamos el plasma.
And we show here how we use the plasma in this case.
Con las vacas y los caballos.
With the cows and the horses.
Aquí me llamó una persona porque tenía problemas con vacas.
I was called upon by someone who had a problem with his cows.
Problemas digestivas.
They were digestive problems.
Y hemos puesto en el pozo los 4 gansos de base.
And we placed inside the well the 4 basic ganses.
Aquí estoy mostrando cómo lo hago.
And here I'm showing how I do it.
Y en los recipientes de donde toman el agua he puesto gansos diferentes.
And then in the containers where they drink the water, I have placed different type of ganses.
Para ver lo que van a tomar las vacas.
To see or to be watching what the cows are going to be drinking.
Y por ejemplo, en la primer recipiente aquí, el blanco. Vamos a ver aquí. Sí, eso, que está cerca de mí. ¿Dónde voy a poner ahora?
Gianni, lo que estamos viendo son las vacas. Now it's okay. En este recipiente blanco donde estoy poniendo el plasma.
Aquí he puesto CO2, ZNO, óxido de cobre.
I have added the CO2, the CuO, and the zinc oxide.
En el negro, solo ZNO, CO2.
In the black one, only zinc oxide, and which one was the other one?
CO2 y ZNO.
Oh, and CO2.
Eso. Sí. Y en lo último, he puesto CO2, ZNO, y luego he añadido CH3.
And in the last one, I have placed CO2, zinc O, and at the last time, CH3.
Las vacas que tenían problemas digestivas se han acercado donde he puesto CO2 y óxido de cobre.
And the cows that had problems, digestive problems, reached to drink in the one that had the CO2, zinc O, and CuO.
Los demás no han tomado porque no tenían la necesidad.
And they didn't drink from the other ones because they didn't need it in the fields.
La consecuencia de ese hecho fue que después de un día ya no tenían problemas digestivos.
And the results were that after one day of drinking from that water, they didn't have any more digestive problems.
Y empezaron a regalar más leche.
And they started giving up more milk.
Por ejemplo, después de una semana, cada vaca ya regalaba con 1 litro más.
After a week, each cow had 1 more liter of milk.
Lo que han observado todos es que comían menos y bebían menos agua.
And what the people observed there was that they were drinking less and eating less.
El leche, cuando tenían problemas, tenía un gusto muy amargo, pero después del plasma, muy dulce.
Before they drank the water, the milk had a taste that was not very good, sour. And after the drinking of the plasma, the cows produced a sweeter milk.
Aquí estamos hablando de unas 30 vacas y 6 caballos.
And we're talking about 30 cows and 6 horses.
Este mes hemos empezado el experimento en otro sitio a unos 300 kilómetros de aquí.
And this month we started this experiment in another place about 300 kilometers from here.
Y el dueño de esta finca es médico veterinario.
And the owner of this cattle ranch is a veterinarian.
Y tiene 35 vacas.
Has 35 cows.
Hemos hecho lo mismo como aquí.
We've done the same thing as in here.
Con resultados, con los resultados un poco mayores.
With greater results.
Después de una semana, regalan 3 litros de leche más de como antes.
After a week doing this, they have increased their production by 3 liters more.
Y eso se está manteniendo de casi 2 semanas.
And this has been going on for 2 weeks now.
Lo que impresionó muchísimo al médico veterinario.
What really impressed the veterinarian
fue que una vez que hemos actuado con el plasma,
was that once we have acted with the plasma,
han dejado de comer los suplimentos que él le hacía en la comida.
The cattle has stopped taking or eating the supplements that they would add in the food, that he would add in the food.
Antes de utilizar el plasma, comían todo y muchísimos suplimentos.
Before using the plasma, they would eat everything and including the supplements.
Después de 3 días de cuando hemos puesto el plasma, las vacas ya han dejado por la primera vez comida puesta sin comerla.
After 3 days of drinking the plasma water, the cows started leaving some food in their feeding containers.
El médico está apuntado todo, comprobando con estudios de laboratorios para hacer un testimonial.
The doctor is documenting everything, even with analysis of the milk and everything, to give a very good testimonial, documented testimonial.
Cuando me preguntó qué tiene que pagar por lo que hemos hecho juntos, hemos dicho solo documentar todo y compartirlo como testimonio para todo el mundo.
When he asked how much he would have to pay for all these, Gianni and the group told him that the only thing that he had to do, the way to pay, was to give a very good testimonial so that other people would know what was the benefits of the plasma.
Es solo que pedimos cuando estamos haciendo los talleres, los domos, todo lo que hacemos.
That's all we ask for when we do the workshops and the domes and all that we do.
Adelante, Rick, hay vídeos donde mostramos cómo ponemos los ganses en los pozos. Y si quieres continuar, por favor.
Go ahead, Rick. There are many other testimonials of how we did with the wells.
Lo que hemos hecho del principio, hemos puesto los ganses en nuestros pozos.
We have placed the ganses in our wells.
Hemos experimentado con nosotros de cuando empezamos a utilizar la tecnología y después de ver los resultados hemos regalado, compartido nuestro aporte y comprendimiento.
We have been experimenting from the very beginning when we started learning about the plasma and the technology. And when we have experienced these great results, we have been willing to share all these with other people so that they will also benefit from the technology.
Aquí es Horacio, Adriana y Stefan, que hacen parte del equipo.
Adriana and Stefan, who are part of the team.
Y como nosotros todos, ya hemos puesto plasmatizando todo.
And as we do that, we plasmatize everything, we are teaching them also.
Es nuestro modo de comprender las interacciones de los campos, que es el plasma, y utilizarlo en todo.
The way that we understand what are the interactions of the plasma and how to apply this technology in everything.
Y gracias.
Thank you.
Aquí mostramos otro modo de utilizar el plasma.
Now here we are showing another way to use the plasma.
Aquí, por ejemplo, tengo mi bote con varios ganses y gradientes diferentes.
I have my bottle here with several types of ganses and different gradients.
Donde también cuando necesito alguna manifestación, añado gotitas de aminoácido.
And when I need a special sort of manifestation, I add drops of the amino acids.
Quiero especificar que utilizamos los aminoácidos en todos los procedimientos que hacemos.
I want to point out that we use the amino acids in everything that we do.
También utilizamos frutas y algunos tipos de hierbas, flores para copiar los campos.
We also use fruits, herbs, and some other plants to give the fields.
Por ejemplo, en ese bote con CO2-ZNO hemos puesto frutas que se han mantenido vivas unos 3 meses.
In this container, we have added to the CO2 and zinc O some fruits that have been kept fresh ¿por cuánto tiempo, Gianni? 3 meses.
3 meses, sí.
For 3 months now.
Pero siempre he tomado de la mitad arriba, luego he completado con agua.
But I have always drank from the half of the container to the top and refilled it with water.
Así con 10 gramos de planta, de frutos, hemos tomado un zumo 3 meses con poca cantidad de frutos.
With 10 grams of fruit, we have been taking for months drinking this water and having the fields of these fruits.
Así lo utilizamos también con la comida.
We also do this with the food.
Pero si el cuerpo pide comida sólida de cualquier tipo, ya nunca lo estamos escuchando. Siempre lo estamos.
But if our body is requesting for food from any kind, we don't listen to it, to the body.
Y por eso, utilizando ese método, hemos llegado a comer muy, muy poco.
And using this method, we have come to be able to eat very, very little.
Y por ejemplo, de alguna manera, solo necesito comer algo sólido cuando me voy a las ciudades.
And in this way, I need only, I feel the need to have solid food only when I go to a city.
De alguna manera tengo que reequilibrarme con un medio muy duro, muy gravitacional.
In some way, I have to balance my body in a very dense medium or environment.
Y estamos agradecer a todos, al señor Keshe, para ese regalo, porque hemos aprendido a posicionarnos.
And we all thank Mr. Keshe because we have learned how to position ourselves.
El posicionamiento libre no nace resistencia.
The free positioning does not make any resistance.
Y por eso somos libres.
And for this reason, we are free.
Y gracias. Y adelante, Rick, por favor.
Thank you. Go ahead, Rick, please.
Aquí hemos hecho un experimento donde hemos metido los ganses en una piscina.
We have made an experiment here where we have placed the ganses in a swimming pool.
Y como fue una piscina para niños,
and as it was a kids swimming pool,
hemos tenido un problema porque los pequeños no querían salir de la piscina para meterse los mayores.
We had a problem because the kids didn't want to come out from the swimming pool so that the adults would come into it.
Hemos resuelto, claro, pero ya hemos pensado en tener 2 del principio.
Now we resolved, of course, but we have decided that we will be needing 2 swimming pools.
Sí, estamos pulverizando nuestras tiendas de campañas, los paneles fotovoltaicos.
We are here spraying our tents and the solar panels.
Estamos utilizando el plasma en todo.
We're using plasma in everything.
En preparar la comida, por ejemplo,
Preparing our food,
las semillas para germinar,
spraying the seeds,
para preparar el pan,
to prepare bread.
como hemos dicho, para todo.
As we have said before, we use it in everything and everywhere.
De alguna manera, para nosotros, la dimensión de plasma es lo normal.
In some ways, for many of us, the plasma dimension is normal to us now.
Thank you.
Gracias a nosotros.
Aquí una niña de colegio está aprendiendo a hacer bobinas.
Here, a schoolgirl is learning how to do the coils.
Hemos hecho los talleres en el bosque.
We have been doing these workshops in the forest.
En sitios donde no tenía condiciones.
And places where there are very few conditions.
Y hemos compartido que no necesitamos laboratorios especiales.
And we have shared that we don't need any labs, special labs.
Lo que necesitamos es el conocimiento.
All we need is the knowledge.
Y eso es lo que como equipo estamos regalando, lo que hemos comprendido hoy.
And that's what, as a team, we are sharing what we have understood.
Es un punto de vista en la totalidad.
And this is a point of view from the totality.
La información original está en la Fundación Keshe.
The original information is in the Keshe Foundation.
Nosotros aquí hemos encontrado la información libre y así lo estamos regalando nuestra parte, nuestro comprendimiento al todo del mundo quien quiera.
We found the free information there, and that's why we're sharing all that we have understood and we have applied.
Estamos experimentando, comprobando en varios sitios y luego mostrarlo para todos.
We experiment and we test in several places and then we share.
Gracias. Aquí hay un reactor que... adelante.
No, that's okay. Go ahead. Adelante.
Okay. No, quería decir que el reactor, bueno, hemos hecho varios tipos de reactores.
I wanted to say that we have made several types of reactors.
Varios experimentos que vamos a compartir poco a poco todo.
Several experiments that we will be sharing slowly, one step by step, one by one.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Creo que hay más fotos y vídeos, Rick, pero si quieres podemos continuar. Si no, si hay preguntas o si alguien quiere compartir algo.
I think that, Rick, that there are more videos, but if you want to continue or do you want to start with questions about this part? Rick.
I think this is the last video that I have. There's some other images.
Dice que ese es el último video que tiene él y que hay otras fotos.
Ah, sí, que también son fotos donde estoy mostrando la naturaleza porque vamos a verlo después de un año.
The other photos, he wants to show the nature, what it looks like now, because in 1 year, they will be showing the new photos, the before and the after. So this is the before.
Sí, porque aquí es un experimento donde hemos hecho todo en una casa destruida.
This is an experiment where we did everything in a destroyed house.
Y con muy pocos recursos hemos revivido la casa y la zona.
And with very few resources, we have been able to renew the house and the zone.
Y creo que todos pueden hacerlo en su país, en su ciudad, en su pueblo.
I think that everyone can do this in their cities, in their towns, in their homes.
Porque hemos visto que ya muchísimos lo necesitan.
Because we have seen that many people need this.
Y estamos aquí para servir, no para ser servidos.
And we are here to serve, not to be served.
Okay, we have we have another series of images here.
Aquí tenemos otra serie de imágenes.
Sí, aquí son los reactores de base, los 4.
Yes, we have here the 4 reactors.
Y aquí el CO2 y el aminoácido.
Aquí tenemos, we have here the CO2 and with the amino acids.
Ahora el ZNO, más aminoácido.
Now it's the other one is the zinc O.
Y se ve muy bien que están llenos de aminoácido.
And as you can see, it's full of amino acids.
Aquí el gas de óxido de cobre que empezó a hacerse el gas.
And we also have the gas of CuO that has just begun making the gas.
Y eso lo hemos hecho en el suelo.
And we have done this on the land, on the soil.
Y el hermoso CH3, el azúcar, la miel, el dulce.
And the beautiful CH3, the sugar, the honey.
Y con un muy abundante aminoácido.
And with abundant amino acids.
Con eso hemos limpiado el agua del pozo porque antes, cuando hemos ligado, no se podía beber.
And with these gases, we have purified the water from the well, because when we got there, we couldn't drink that water.
Lo primero que hemos hecho, los 4 reactores, y hemos puesto los gases en el pozo.
The very first thing we did was to start making the gases and then add them to the well water.
Y ahora tenemos un agua pura.
And now we have a pure water.
Son muy hermosos.
They are really beautiful. Wonderful.
Me encanta cómo lo hace Rick.
I like how Rick is showing them.
Thank you, Rick. Thank you.
Muchas gracias, Rick. Gracias a nosotros.
The resolution was great on all the pictures and videos.
La resolución estuvo muy buenísima en todas las imágenes. de los vídeos.
Sí, y ahora me regalaron los amigos unos cámaras más performantes, Full HD.
Wow, my friends have given me cameras that have a better resolution.
Ya tengo,
HD.
también tengo el tercer microscopio.
I also have the third microscope.
Así que vamos a divertirnos muchísimo en la dimensión del plasma.
So we're going to have a lot of fun in the dimension of the plasma.
Thank you.
We look forward to microscope pictures. That would be great, Gianni.
Oh, estamos con expectativas sobre esas fotos de los microscopios, Gianni.
Pues una parte creo que lo tenemos y si quieres puedo intentar, bueno, puedo compartirlo ahora.
I can show them now if you want.
Sure, that'd be great. Thank you.
Claro que sí, sería maravilloso. Gracias.
Voy a tardar un minuto.
Just a moment.
Okay, I'm just gonna flash through the pictures that we saw so I can get them off my screen.
Ok, voy a iros mostrando las imágenes que vimos rápidamente.
Ya estoy preparado para compartir.
I'm ready to share now.
Okay,
Jan.
go ahead, Johnny.
Puedes empezar, Gianni.
Sí, pero no tengo el derecho. Tiene que hacerme panelista.
Maybe I have to bring you in. Yes.
I cannot.
Okay. Okay, just a second. Okay, you should be in there now.
Okay, it's okay.
Okay, ya debe estar allí.
Un momentito.
Just a moment.
Ready.
Listo.
Ok, aquí son los primeros gases del oasis.
We have here the first gases from the oasis.
Que ya conocéis porque he hecho muchas historias con el oasis.
You know about this because I've made many stories about in the oasis.
Aquí el gas de CO2 y el aminoácido.
This is the CO2 gas with the amino acids.
Y aquí he utilizado un microscopio 1050 veces ampliaba y modificado por mí mucho más.
I have used here a microscope that has an amplification capacity of 1000 and has been more amplified by myself.
Y así pudo viajar en el espacio profundo, pero dentro del aminoácido.
And in this way, I could travel through the deep space within the amino acids.
Y las fotos y vídeos que he hecho son preciosas, más de como lo hace NASA.
And the videos and the photos that I have taken are precious, even more than NASA does.
Pues no son mejores, son muy similares.
They are not better, but they are very, very similar.
He utilizado varios filtros de luces.
I have used several filters, light filters.
Sí, pero aquí eso ya tenemos el aminoácido del óxido de cobre.
But here we have the CuO amino acids.
Este aminoácido de aquí, de encima.
One, the one on top.
Y he encontrado un mundo más denso, más gravitacional, pero muy fuerte.
And I have found a more dense world, but more gravitational.
Luego hemos hecho el ZNO, el aminoácido.
Then we made the CO2 with the amino acids.
Y fue como viajar por el cerebro.
And it was like traveling through the brain.
Una vez que te conectas con ese mundo, ya sabes que tienes todo.
Once that you can connect with this world, you know that you have everything.
Otra vez el óxido de cobre.
Now we have here again the CuO, copper oxide.
Por eso he dicho que es más denso.
And that's the reason why I said it is dense, more dense.
Y el regalo ahora.
And now the gift.
Aquí tenemos el sangre, la hemoglobina, la energía, el hidrógeno y el carbono.
This is the blood, the energy, the nitrogen, and the carbon.
De aquí podemos tomar todo lo que necesitamos.
And from here we can take everything that we need.
Sin necesitar alimentarnos con otra fisicalidad.
Without needing to feed ourselves with any other physicality.
No importa que son plantas, animales o insectos.
It doesn't matter if it is plants, animals, or insects.
Aquí es regalo de Jetta, el reactor de CH3 y la foto está hecha con una cámara de noche.
This photo was made with a night camera, and this is the CH3.
Y es el regalo de Jetta.
And this is the gift from Jetta.
Porque Elio me regaló esa vista y después hemos hecho las fotos.
Because she gave me that site, and afterwards we have made the photos.
Aquí unas baterías plasmáticas hecho con unos niños de colegio en un proyecto.
And here we're looking at some plasmatic batteries that were made by some school children.
Y cada uno ha hecho su batería.
Each one has made their own battery.
Y lo hemos juntado para encender un LED.
And we connected them to light up an LED.
Que tenía para un concurso y tenía que obtener 6 voltios.
That to be in a contest, it needed a 6 volt.
Y con la atención, intención y emoción hemos hecho eso.
And we did that with the intention, emotion, and intention, emotion, attention.
Attention, intention, emotion. Eso es la orden.
Attention, intention, emotion. Ese es el orden. That's the order that has to go.
Sí. Aquí bobinas toroidales muy pequeñitas.
Coils, very small.
Es del tamaño lo que hemos hecho con el alambre de titanio.
This is the size that we made with titanium wires.
Porque hemos comprendido que no siempre tenemos que hacer cosas grandes, solo comprender lo que tenemos y ya está.
Because we have understood that it is not necessary to make big things. It is only a matter of understanding.
Y dentro de poco vamos a aprender y comprender, trabajar con gotas de estrellas.
And very soon we will start learning and understanding, working with drops of stars.
Eso es el aminoácido para mí.
That's what amino acids is for me.
Thank you.
Gracias a nosotros.
Y gracias Rick por la invitación.
And thank you, Rick, for the invitation.
Well, that's great, Johnny. Once again, for showing the microscope shots there. It's very, very interesting.
Muchas gracias, Gianni, por mostrarnos las imágenes del microscopio que son muy, muy interesantes.
And thank you for all the work that you do in all the dimensions, and it's many. And we appreciate you sharing with us. That's not only do you do all this work, but you also take pictures, videos, and share it with others. So that's really important and so much appreciated. Thank you.
Muchas gracias por todo lo que has mostrado y por todo el trabajo que haces enseñándonos, y gracias por compartir todo esto con nosotros.
Como siempre, thank you. Gracias a nosotros y ahora estoy ahora estamos en el domo del Valle del Dragones.
At this moment we are in the dome of the dragon, of the Valley Dragon, of the dragons.
Donde Rick hemos construido los 2 domos, lo que ya sabes.
Well, we have built 2 domes, as you know.
Y hoy hemos pedido a las almas de aquí de la zona para construir otros más.
And we have requested permission for souls of this zone to build some of the mores.
Y eso hecho, esa vez hecho los fotos y vídeos. Y si quieres, al final podemos hacer un recorrido de unos 25-30 minutos.
And I have made already the pictures and the videos, and if you wish, can go through them after at the end, and it takes about 15 minutes.
Porque tenemos que dejar espacio para otros también.
Because we have to leave space for other sharing also. Dice que sí.
Thank you.
Okay. Sure, that sounds good, Gianni. Thank you.
Eso suena muy bien, Gianni. Muchas gracias.
Okay, well, we can go back to our previous engagement with the testimonies, I suppose. Is there any other testimonies that anyone would like to give at this point? Well, I would suggest it'd be nice if we could finish off this Brazilian testimony. We still have quite a ways to go. I can help you with the reading, Mark.
Okay, whatever you'd like.
I
start it again, and then if someone else wants to come in. We do need a variety of fields.
Yes.
A variety of stars.
Is there anyone else that would like to read for a bit here? Steph, you have your microphone open. That must mean you like to read.
I try.
Okay, sure. Okay, I think we have this one already. And let me just make sure I'm sharing properly. Let's do it this way. And we've seen that one.
Is this new? No.
I think this is a new one. Okay, so we start with testimony 12 at page 18 and...
Yeah. Good evening to all knowledge seekers. A testimonial that happened today. An aunt of mine had surgery and on her large intestine 5 days ago, and she wasn't having a bowel moment. Today, we took her some water from the cup 1. When we got home, she sent a message saying that she got it and said, "Blessed water." Lol. We were very happy.
Okay.
I do this every day on the plants, on the animals, and in the environment. I've improved a lot of body aches and pains just by spraying the plasma water for a few days. After getting to know this wonderful technology and receiving so many blessings, we feel the need to help our brothers and sisters who need help, and we understand what the ethos of the foundation means. We are here to serve and not to be served. Good morning, everyone. My boyfriend already has several cups in our house. I use a paint pen for my shoulder and arm and already have 99% results. And I'm using the water of Gans for my eyes. I had a stroke in 2010 and I'm having results. I also use the helmet with Gans to sleep and doing and using the bracelets with Gans. Thank you all. Continue. Good afternoon, knowledge seekers. I have been following the group since beginning. Watching the classes and group interactions Yesterday, I assembled the first cup of life. It is exciting. We are acquiring knowledge, but understanding only by practicing with the cups. From 3 p.m. to about 8 p.m. to assemble. When I was making the nano in the copper wire, it was impressive. I did over the stove flame. The flame turned very green, then yellow, and only the wire became incandescent. And I could see that, is it right? Incandescent? And I could see the transformation to nano as well. When I finished, I realized that I didn't feel the slightest desire for food, as if I had just finished a meal. I felt very well, and I had a great night of peaceful sleep. Gratitude for being part of this transformation in favor of the whole. I did the Cup of Life 1, and I have been using the plasma water for over a month now, drinking it and spraying it on my body, plants and animals. I almost completely got rid of the sensitive I felt in my teeth. By gargling with plasma water. I managed to reduce almost 100% of a pain in my back. That was my daily companion, just spraying on my back once. I also sprayed my husband once on his shoulders, and the pain I was feeling as a result of tendinitis disappeared very quickly. After spraying my daughter's dog for a few days, the sores he had because of a genetic allergy inherited from his mother's disappeared. I'm very grateful for having known the foundation and its teaching. I'm studying the material of the cups too, and I already understand how to do it. I would like to better understand two things about this cup. Is the washing of the cup 2 the same as the cup 1? Besides spraying the back and in the front below the navel, from what I understand, how else can I use the water from cup 2? I went on a hike, and it just so happened that my emotion went down there, and I ended up being affected by some parasites. I don't know, maybe animal or whatever. I used a lot of stuff and nothing got better. I made my mastic against, and it helped me to get through one day, but it came back, so I decided to use cup 2. I could sleep peacefully, and in 4 days I was much better. The first 2 days were the worst because I didn't feel the itching anymore, but a lot of secretion came out. But this is proof that the cup 2 is a very efficient bactericide. In March 2021, started spraying with plasma water of the cup 1 Tuesday through Saturday on a strawberry seedling in the pot in my son's living room. There are already 12 strawberries. Detail: without any fertilization, without any pesticides, just spraying. As soon as Mr. Keshe passed the first video about the cup of man translated by Raphael, I decided to make one for me, and my husband made one for him too. This first video, he had not yet explained the position of the cups. Then I did them horizontally, but had no space in the house to leave them. Then decided to use my creativity, got some wooden lasses and stuck on the wall of my room, put the cup 1 at the heat of my head, center it in the middle of my head so that I took at him at my heat, and 2 put on the floor at the level of my feet. My husband did the same with his pot. with his part, mine on the side where he slept and his on his side, so that our double bed was in the middle between them. Good idea.
You did good. That was some tough reading there. Okay.
Very good.
You want to go on, Mark? Or?
I could take one or two, and we can get through this.
Really?
Unless you want to continue, Steph, that's fine.
Okay, when it's okay, because I don't see so good, but when it's okay, it's okay.
You're doing good. Yes, your voice is very clear. There's a couple of words you didn't pronounce right, but it didn't matter, so you're doing fine.
Yeah, because I don't know what they are meaning, or I haven't heard them. In his cup, the water level was the same as when we did, until one day we started to notice that my cup was moving first. Who saw and ran out of the room was my husband. I was in the kitchen and did not see, but he said the cup shook and turned. I did not disbelieve, but also thought he might have been wrong. Then we started to pay attention to the cup, and more things happened. The color of the water in the middle that was bright white, as if it lit up, created another luminosity in the center, right in the middle between the bottom of the cup and the top. And this luminosity in a circle was kind of golden. He and I were noticing that sometimes it shined as bright as if it was lightening up. So far, so good. When one day my husband and I went to sleep, and before putting on our sleeping clothes, we always spray our bodies with the cup 1 from the waist up and cup 2 from the waist down. It was like a ritual. We did this every day. Then it was that my cup scared my husband a lot, and this time I saw the cup shook a little and turned as if looking at us. Lol. My husband was very scared, put on his clothes, and did not want to enter the room. Demanded that we take the cups from there. Then we put them in the room in the same way, hanging on the wall. Wow. Continuing on, my husband was very afraid of my cups, and we began to argue because he wanted to disassemble the cups and I did not. Then I thought, what do I do to please both of us without agitation? A strong intuition came to me that I could disassemble the cups because we were already those cups. Then with a clear conscience, I disassembled the cups and explained to him that it was okay. Was this experience, and until today, I do not know why this happened. Now my husband lost his fear of the cups and called me to do another one. But I told him that now that we have the teachings in Portuguese and I have confirmed that my intuition was correct, there is no need to do the cup of man anymore because we are personally this cup. I'm sure that the cup of man is us. I was at peace, and my husband also helps me to spray in the streets and helps me to make the cups.
Well, that's a great story. I like that one.
Yeah. Wow. Hello, good morning. Yesterday morning, I got up with a toothache and swelling in my face. I immediately rinsed my mouth with the water from the cup 1 several times until bedtime. Before, however, I tensioned. The pain stopped right away, and I got up today completely good. Gratitude to Mr. Keshe Technology. Good morning to all knowledge seekers. Keshe Plasma Technology is beekeeping. Yesterday was harvest day of the organic honey plasma in the dome. Last year and this year with the frost of 2 degrees below zero, many beekeepers had their products reduced or did not harvest honey at all. We here in the dome, the flowers and the bees are producing and working hard. An observation, we only produce for internal consumption, family and friends. Keshe plasma technology is in beekeeping. This year we will have organic honey strengthens with McGrath fields. Benefits: plasma water of zinc and copper for me and almost 2 years of drinking and using it. In general, now I will start CH3 and CO2. Less tartar on teeth, 90% reduction in hair loss, 80% reduction of muscle fatigue, 80% reduction of tired eyes, 30% gain in muscle strength, more muscular endurance, 99% reduction of dandruff, hair, armpits, nose, ear, and beard that I have had for 20 years without solution. 70% reduction in skin greasiness, faster metabolism, firmer teeth, elimination of nervous stress labyrinth, tinnitus reduction, 15 years, and ear pressure by 60%. This is my daughter's leg. She has the kind of cancer that makes her body itch terrible, and she is very sore. 6 days after spraying the plasma water and ingesting 400 milliliter a day, the result, and she is 80 for now better. I think 80% for now better. I'm hopeful she won't even need the chemo. Thanks to all of you. Continuing, 80% better, shortness of breath, 0% pain, rarely, even left the house yesterday. My youngest daughter had an allergy on her forearm since she was 2 years old. Nothing healed, and it itched a lot. When I started using a cup of life in 22, I sprayed a few times on her arm and it was totally allergy-free. Good evening. I would like to share my experience with GANs of the Cup 2. I create Belgian canaries. As usual, I went to treat and feed them. The oldest canary was at the bottom of the cage, bent over, opening and closing the beak and with his eyes closed. I put my hand inside the cage and he didn't run away. I realized that he was having trouble breathing. At first, I was sad. Then I thought about the water from GANs 2 that I have in my sprayer. I sprayed on him still on the cage floor. I watched him, and in less than 5 minutes, he started to react, and now he is great. Good morning. I have been using plasma from GANs since May 22. I'm 70 and my wife is 67. We feel very good and recommend the use. Our children who do not use got sick with the virus and we treated them here in our house with the drugs prescribed by the doctors, and we did not contract the disease. Do you know Lyme disease? One lady had it and hadn't slept in 20 years. I used the Keshe protocol and she was cured. Gratitude. Wow. Keshe plasma technology in human health. Unofficially, individual experience Keshe Foundation. Allergic reaction on my wife's skin. First redness, swelling, burning, itching, prickling, burning sensation on shoulders and neck. Using the salt from the rim of the man cup, in 6 days, everything was normalized. We thank Mr. Keshe for such a simple yet powerful and wonderful gift. My wife just charged me that the most important thing is that the symptoms disappeared in a matter of minutes. Then it's just maintenance until the red plates disappeared. Good afternoon. I need to share with you. I'm speechless. I was with the left knee chipped to put so. When I did the movement in it, seemed to be without cartilage, made a horrible noise. Not to mention that through to lower, because in her to lift had no strength. Yesterday, after collection the first water, I decided to spray the knee. I did it in the morning, and when I went to bed, gently, I went down and felt strength in the knee, decided to put my hand on it and make the movement that I did, and it popped all over without any noise. Now I did a mouth rinse because I have been having a root canal for a month and the dentists can't finish it because of nowhere my tooth started to get sore. I had lunch and it started to hurt. I went in, I rinsed it with water, but I didn't swallow it because it was still too salty, and the magic happened. It stopped hurting. Yesterday, I had to take medicine. I'm feeling something that I can't even describe. I can't even describe it. Thank you, Mr. Keshe. Thank you at Raphael KF for sharing something so magical. Good afternoon. This is coconut palm. Have not produced pop for 3 years, and after the water from the cup of life, they are producing again. I'm very happy and grateful to Mr. Keshe and his technology. Only gratitude. The bunches from below opened with any shavings, and now the most recent ones are from above, full of shavings. Just thankfulness. My garden is also getting very beautiful, and I had a moringa tree that was dying, and today it is very flowery. Just thankfulness. For those who have some fear of ingesting this plasma water, I speak of myself. I became aware of the technology in the beginning of 22, and soon I tried to do as it was passed. And it's being passed the knowledge. Therefore, since last year, I have been using this water. And a few days ago, I had a health problem where I used a soup to urinate. I spent 55 days with a tube, and in order not to have infections, I took about 2.5 of cup water 1. Without fear, we will got further. This is a papaya stalk without the GANs on the ground. And these are also little papaya feet with GANs on the ground are from the same time. Without, yeah. With. Mm. My father has a wrist dislocation, and it was very swollen, inflamed, and very painful. The same of the day he put the plasma bracelet, CO2, in a matter of hours, the pain reduced by 80%. And in 1 day and a half, the swelling reduced by half just using the bracelet. Using plasma for health and in our daily lives. Good morning, everyone. A report. My parents' puppy had a sore on her legs. 3 different medicines were used, but it didn't heal. And when it did a few days later, the sore returned. I decided to try a treatment with water from washing the goats. I started last week spraying it over the wound every other day to see the reaction. With only 1 week left, the wound is always 100% healed. I just took a picture of the post-use of the GANs wash water. I forgot to take a picture before. In fact, I didn't even think about whether it would work or not. I just decided to put it on. That's it. Another successful experience, in my opinion. So I gave up. Mark?
Okay. I had chemical pneumonitis from high temperature epoxy paint. I started doing installations with plasma when they had exhausted all the medications to use. Nothing could help my lung back to normal. It was more than 30% comprised and rotting. It even smelled bad. I gradually increased the frequency of the installations and clung to the only option, which was the Cup of Life 1, Soul of Man. This type of infection usually kills in days and gives retirement because those who manage to survive are left with serious sequels. Today, my lung is better than before the infection, completely restored. That is why I defend technology everywhere I go. Good afternoon to all knowledge seekers of Keshe knowledge. Keshe plasma technology in vaccine prevention and side effects unofficial experiment. My wife is a civil servant and had to take the vaccine. First dose, Coronavac. Second dose, Sinovac. Today, June 1st, 2022, without any symptoms or side effects. Use of Keshe plasma technology. 1. Use of 2 flexible tube bracelets with GANs, cup 1 and 2, and plasma, water, cup 1 and 2, in the proportion of 1:1. Place during the applications the larger one on the shoulder and the smaller one just below the application. Use for 24 hours or intuitively the time needed. 2, internal and external use, cup 1. External use, cup 2. 3, man cup, meditation, prayer, and breathing exercise. Observation. The GANs of the bracelets were clear before the vaccinations. After, darkened, absorbing the magra fields. Thanks with blessings from Mitra and Mr. Good morning. Do you know what I feel is most beautiful about the foundation? It is the dedication, delivery, research, help, donation of time, work, study, etc. All done with love in a voluntary way without expecting anything in return, without salary, without involving money. It is pleasurable. It is so beautiful. We work for the love of others, for the love of the Creator, for the love of children. I love the children. Gratitude to all of you, Raphael and Mr. Keshe. Mr. Keshe has such a nice, caring, loving physiognomy. He is so cute. Good evening, everyone. In my spare time, I get on my cell phone and join the group to learn more and more. I watch the videos, but I am still very confused. We have set up a group here in my city with some people interested in plasma technology. We are still in our infancy. I passed to the group the video of Class 1 with Raphael Teixeira. We will meet to put it into practice. My husband already makes the Cup of Life 1. I distribute the water to some people. I am very happy to know this technology. It is fantastic for the salvation of humanity. Gratitude to all, and especially to Mr. Keshe. Good evening, everyone. I am so delighted with the effects of the glasses of life that I could not resist coming here to share, especially for those who have not yet made their own. And remembering always that this was my experience. I just got home tired after the second day of messing up my mother's move. And I remember that I had a Gans to do, the third washing process. So I went very tired, gathered the water, and started spraying it around the house and in the hallway of the building where I live. When I finished, there was no more tiredness, no more pain in my lower back. My body returned to its original state, full of energy, infinite gratitude to Mr. Keshe. Are we seeing any English there? Okay, good. I don't see any. I'm not sure what that panel is.
Can anyone do a quick translation? Something about a maggrav and
Hello, Rick.
yes.
Campo is.
Oh, hello, everyone. This is Jefferson Rodriguez from Brazil. I can make the translation. It's a conversation from a message from the cellular. It says, in this testimonial, 4th. Good afternoon, my friend. How are you? We have a week that we made the maggrav. I've been waking up a little bit earlier, thing that I could not do. My daughter is much more happier as well. When I have opportunity, just call me. And then continuation. My bill, electric bill, has decreased around 20 reais. But the good is to have the maggrav around the feeling of it. And the next bill, I will tell you if you have some decrease. The field stays all alkaline, no? Everything that's in the refrigerator with maggrav is as well good. And I hope that every month the bill will decrease. That was the message. Thank you. Hope I could help.
Perfect, Jefferson. Thank you very much. And thank you also for sending me these testimonials and getting them put together however you made that connection. It's great. We've got lots of testimonials for, we won't even get into the fourth one. We've covered the first 1, 2, 3, and there's 5 more to go. So probably about 300 pages of testimonials. Not for today, but for future testimonials meetings, which is terrific because often we have a hard time getting people to present their testimonials and so on. But this is going to be, well, it makes my job a lot easier to host these shows. And it's great for people. They'll be inspired by these many testimonials as well. Okay.
That's what I would say. The GANS is still working, elevating our souls by listening to these testimonies.
Mm-hmm. It works twice. First time you use it, and the second time when you tell others about it, it elevates them. In fact,
Rick,
it's multiple times.
If I can just add, you are always welcome. Those testimonials, they are brought during the Brazilian teaching in Portuguese language. And the Rafael sent it to me, so I sent to you. We sent it to all the groups. And the most interesting and fantastic thing that it doesn't matter the educational level, or if the people are teachers, or if they are poor people, simple people, they are using, and they have the benefit. They write the way they feel. We can feel that they are bringing and trying to understand and to share the experience, amazing experience with the guns, with the simple way. Only with the cup 1 and cup 2, we can really, in my view, change the whole humanity. Everybody have the opportunity. It doesn't matter the level of financial or educational system. All of them use there, and we are using and having the benefit of serving, understanding the way the plasma works. When we give, we make it to the others, and we receive the benefit as well. So thank you for bringing these testimonials on this day, and thank you very much to Mr. Keshe and all of you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I think we saw a similar thing with Gianni's work as well. Joseph, would you like to go ahead? Joseph,
could be inadvertent.
It could have been an inadvertent microphone opening.
Yeah, I think I closed that one early. Maybe traveling.
Or maybe he's not able to touch his mic somehow.
I thought he had mentioned earlier he was on his way to Linz, actually. But I could have mistaken that.
Okay, well, there's no sound coming out, so we'll leave it as is for now, I guess. Okay, let's move along here, and we'll finish up this. We're at page 59 already, 3 more pages to go. And then we'll get back to Gianni, and then that'll be all we have for our workshop, I think. Unless there's some other people that would like to say something, which is fine as well.
Good morning. I wanted to report the experience with GANS. I did it at the right time, and my husband were the virus, and we were very weak. In the morning, we took the amino acids. I won a spirit and strength that I could perform my task in the GANS. Also, I take 3 times a day, and I saw the difference. My daughter also had pneumonia, and the GANS helped a lot. We are well. Gratitude to the Creator, to Mr. Keshe, that God enlightens him each time, Mayas, and to Raphael, and all the help with the knowledge seekers, or the knowledge. I guess I interpreted those symbols as seekers. Mr. Keshe, on Tuesday, I went to visit my mother, and her foot was very swollen, red, and in pain. I used my hands to relieve the pain, and I just received the news from her that her foot is no longer swollen, not red, and pain-free. I just imagined at the time that my soul would deliver to her whatever GAN she needed to be healed. She has a, I'm not sure of that word, Kayamore, in her feet for more than 4 years. I loaned her some cup 1 GANs with salt and another one without salt washed for her to put on each foot. I was happy to hear from her now and will take her the poultices and use mines again. Thanks, Mr. Keshe.
And thanks to you, Mark, for doing the reading.
Yes. And while I'm thinking of it, Rick, I saw an article yesterday about William Shatner, and he gave little more detail on his space flight. And I thought you may want to read that and see what sort of emotions were generated there. It was a little bit different than his initial first impressions.
Mm-hmm. Do you have that? Can you read that?
Yeah.
Or?
No, I don't have that up in front of me, but he said I guess it was lonely, it was dark, it was fearful. He wanted to be back with Earth, he said, in warm Mother Earth. It was cold and black. And when the people travel in Linz, they don't experience any of that, do they?
Well, this is the thing of if you... like going to space, if we place ourselves in the voidness and blackness of space right at this moment, what's our immediate emotion? It would probably be of some kind of fear or some sort of, disorientation or, normally when everything's black, we're sleeping, right? Or our eyes are closed. Or we forgot to turn the light on in the room and we're searching for it. Normally we don't hang out in pitch darkness, maybe if we're looking at stars, but even then there's light. And fear would be an emotion that would come up. And I think that's what he was experiencing, is like literally in that position of going to space and being there. You're alone and you're ultimately alone in that position. So what do you do? If you don't have a game plan or a position to be or some job to do, then it would be very disorientating, and fears would tend to come up, I would think. So in the program that Mr. Keshe has, there's positions that people take, right? You're going from one chair to the other, or you're trying to contact another person, or trying to take a flight to some particular place or some other, some other position. And there's always some guidance and some expectation of where you're going. You're not just sent off into, okay, now you're going into the blackness of space. Good luck and hope you make it back. There's more to it than that.
I did pull up the article, but I was thinking more for the reactor group. But just let me read you a couple of, the headline. William Shatner says his trip to space on Blue Origin felt like a funeral, quote unquote. It was among the strongest feelings of grief I have ever encountered. In his new book, William Shatner wrote that going to space felt like a funeral. Star Trek actor went to space with Bezos' Blue Origin last October when he was 90. Quote, all I saw was death. It was among the strongest feelings of grief I have ever encountered. So maybe we can sort of compare the emotions of Shatner to the emotions of the people traveling in the new way to go to space and see much of the difference.
Well,
Although
that's exactly right. Well, the difference is how will we confront our own death, and if we already have experience with this idea of going to space, what Keshe calls space, which is, the universe out there somewhere, or going to, which is actually inside. But in any case, we're going to space and loving it and finding beauties in this journey to space. And it's not in the beauties of the physicality that we're finding. It's about the emotion. It's about the experience, and not about the physicality. It's about the fields. So for Shatner, who has spent most of his life indulging in the physicality, to be suddenly confronted with that emptiness, that voidness that is our true nature, would be alarming, and he would associate that with death and fear, because he has a fear of death. The fears would come up. But if we don't fear death and we're able to make the transition, then we don't have to go through all those negative emotions and trauma over something which is simply passing on to another life in a different form, let's say.
So I'll send you that piece, and perhaps in the reactor group we can sort of make a comparison. I think we'll be seeing pretty much into the unit, but I'm not exactly sure, or maybe it's just the afterward interviews coming up starting tomorrow. I guess they're going live in some shape or form in Linz.
Yes, right. We need to announce that. We have the... Let's see, what was it called again? Let me get my...
Is it another one of the blueprints, or is it called something else?
This is called the Flight Simulation Blueprint Testimonials. So Mr. Keshe is having the flight simulation events happening on October 11th and 12th, which is tomorrow, Tuesday, and Wednesday. They start at 10:30 a.m. Central European Time, and they go till 3 p.m. CEST. And that will be available to all the knowledge seekers and the general public. And it'll be broadcast in Zoom at the regular Zoom channel, and also streamed to YouTube and to live stream. So people are invited to not only watch the live testimonials from the participants in the flight simulation at Linz, but you can also have an opportunity to take part in it, in the elevation and working with world leaders. So there'll be some opportunities there for people to take part in these live testimonials and to work at home, basically. So we look forward to that, and you see, I'll post the links. They're the usual Zoom link and YouTube streaming link, and live streams a little bit unusual with the special event link. So let me put that in the chat. Let's see if it all comes through. There we go. And in the live stream.
I had to laugh. I re-listened to a part of that, what Mr. Keshe brought up yesterday, and he said, This is, in a way, a nightmare for the world leaders. Apparently, we're going to be interacting with their dreams if you can extend your fields that far to grasp this. And dreams they will remember. So I often think of you in these interactive games you were sort of talking about, virtual reality sort of interactions, but this is actually going to be a soul of an individual that will be interacted upon in a dream state by some of the people who are there to elevate and nourish that soul. So, I mean, it's extending my belief pretty far, or what is possible to happen to create this elevation of the world leaders or their souls.
Well, you can imagine being a world leader and suddenly stumbling into the Keshe Foundation to this teaching where your name comes up and you're having your soul being provided elevation and whatnot, and it would be a little bit disconcerting, I would think. You would wonder, what the heck is this all about? Okay, and you can see we have the on live stream, we have it ready to go here. It'll be part of the KFSSI flight simulation series, and the next two will be the next 2 days, Tuesday and Wednesday. All right, well, go ahead, Mark.
No, I was just going to say, I wondered what happened to the car Gianni had mentioned yesterday. Perhaps that didn't all come together as planned at this point, or he's saving it for the reactive group. I don't know.
Well, we have, this is from Gianni, and he's got some other pictures and things he sent here. A lot more, actually.
Yes, Rick, very more. Alenka, please help me.
Is this all for today, or is this for a future workshop? You were going to show a 15-minute video or something, weren't you?
For future, Rick. Please, Alenka, please help me.
Still there, Alenka?
I was going to say, Gianni is a Keshe plasma encyclopedia. So, thank you, Gianni.
Okay. Okay, Rick, Alenka not here.
Mm-hmm.
No. Alenka?
She's here, but her microphone isn't open, so...
Yes.
She's probably distracted in the background with something.
Maybe Lizzie? No. Okay, Rick, maybe next testimonial.
Right, okay. Maybe that's the best way. We're already up to 2 hours, 40 minutes, so we usually like to keep these to 2.5 hours or so. But we have a nice picture here from Gianni. It shows the difference between no plasma and treated with plasma. You can definitely see the difference in the greenness of the plant growth and the height.
I was going to say, they look like grapes, and sure enough, in the bottom left, you can see the grapes. I was thinking of Joel, because we had seen so many grape plants in videos in France, in Bordeaux.
Okay, well,
Rick, it's amazing the power of plasma.
isn't it? Yes.
The power of field of plasma.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, many happy people on this planet because of that. Not just people, but happy plants, happy animals, happy insects. We've heard from all of them today. All of those realms.
All souls, and elevation of the soul of physicality and reality. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, I'll share one more picture of yours, Gianni, which is a lovely one.
We'll give another call out to Alenka. Can you hear us? Or we're sending you a message on the soul level.
Alenka is in a workshop in Spanish.
Okay, that's it. Okay. Then we should end here so that others can attend other places. That's why several people left just recently, I think. Okay, I think it would be a good time to wrap things up here. Wow, great workshop. Thank you everyone for attending today, and special thanks to our readers and presenters, Steph and Mark and Gianni, any others that I might have forgotten to mention. And thanks to all the people from the Brazilian group who have put together these amazing testimonials and encouraged the people that are doing the plasma technology there to share their testimonials, share their pictures, share their words. And we've heard from a great many of them already. And as was mentioned, there might be 1,200 or more altogether testimonials, which is amazing. Amazing. So we look forward to, in our next testimonials meeting, which will be in November already. It will be November 14th, the second Monday in November. It's always the second Monday of the month for the next testimonials meeting. So we look forward to that on November 14th. And we'll present more of the Brazilian teachings and more of Gianni's teachings. And generally anyone else who's welcome to share as well.
The age of plasma is now.
Yes.
And thank you, Rick, for the platform for all of us to share.
You are welcome. Is there anything else that we need to share here? Well, again, don't forget about the flight simulation blueprint sessions starting at 10:30 a.m. Central European Time, which I believe is in Pacific Time is 1:30 a.m. And that'll go for, what is it?
Look like about
4.5 hours, it looks like, yeah.
Right, and then that'll end at about, in 1 hour after that ends, if it ends on time, the one race will begin.
Exactly. So I get 1 hour break at 5 o'clock in the morning and start the One Nation at 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning for another few hours.
Okay,
Right.
well,
That's not going to be a day that will be very productive in the daytime for me, probably.
I know what you're saying. You know what you're saying. Gosh. But anyway, hopefully the reactors will come in quite activated. I don't know, though. Mr. Keshe said it could be a little boring watching almost like the 129 Tesla, but we are going to see some amazing things. So.
Yes, right. It won't be all testimonials for that 4.5 hours. It'll be time to meditate and reflect as we watch something. But like you say, the 129 Tesla was, some would consider it boring, but if you're there with your full attention and fully focused, waiting expectantly for something to happen, then it can be more of an active participation, let's say. And that's when you can really appreciate when the things do happen. Alrighty, well, I think that wraps it up for today. The other thing would be just to announce the One Nation, One Planet, One Race for World Peace, which will be tomorrow, October 11th, and will start at the 4 p.m. Central European Time. And people are welcome to bring their issues that they might have on a local basis, or issues in your country or your language, and offer it to the members of the Universal Council for their spiritual solutions, and working with wishes. Okay, I think that's enough for now. Let me get my title back up. Any last comments or anything anyone would like to say? Alrighty then, this has been the 71st public meeting for testimonials here on Monday, October 10th, 2022. I didn't put Monday in, I put Mon in. Okay, missed that one. Mon, October 10th, 2022. And thank you everybody for attending. It's a great show. And we look forward to the next one, and all the wonderful things that will be happening in between. All right, take care, and we'll see you next time around. Let's get up the spaceship music. Take us out here. And bye for now.